we're asked to solve the inequality x over x squared plus 2x minus 6 is less than or equal to 0. This is an inequality that comes up when we're trying to find the domain of a function, also when curve sketching in calculus quite a bit. So let's look at it. Well, the first thing I do when I'm solving these types of problems is I find all the points where x is equal to 0, which occurs in the numerator, where the function, this is considered a function. We need to find where the function is equal to 0, which occurs in the numerator. And in this case, it's only at x is equal to 0. So remember this for later. Then we're going to find all the points where undefined. I'm trying to find all the points where undefined. Alright, so, and that occurs in the denominator. So we set this equal to 0, but I always mark it, so I always remind myself with this, where it cannot equal 0. Let me center this. So using the quadratic formula, we found it's undefined at x is equal to 1 minus root 7, and x is equal to negative 1 plus root 7. So then we take a number line, taking all of our points that we found, and testing in between. I put an x over the points that are undefined, and a 0 over the zeros. Testing at each points before and after. Alright, if we get a negative number, it's going to be less than 0. If we get a positive number, it's going to be greater than 0, so minus and plus. So we found that. So once we found that, oops, sorry guys, you guys can't see that. So what I'm trying to say is using the negative numbers and the positive numbers. So testing each point, we find out any values in between these points and beyond these points are negative, or they're positive. So from negative infinity to negative 1 plus root 7, or minus root 7, sorry, it's going to be negative. From negative 1 minus root 7 to 0, it's going to be positive. From 0 to 1 minus root 7, it's going to be negative. And negative 1 plus root 7 to infinity is going to be positive. And we find this by testing points. As you guys, this is what this little work here is our tests. All this work here is our test points. So that gives us the answer. Well, now we're going to combine all the points that are less than or equal to. So the minus signs. So this indicates minus. Alright, so note. Sorry guys. This sign, less than, gives minus. Greater than gives plus. Alright. So we have a less than or equal to 0. So we're going to include 0 in this. So we have negative. So the first point is from negative infinity to 1 minus root 7. So we circle that. And including 0, so we're also going to include this. Including 0 to negative 1 plus root 7. And the reason, so negative infinity to 1 minus, negative 1 minus, that should be minus root 7, and close parentheses. And the reason why is because it's undefined. That point makes it undefined. That point right makes it undefined. And negative 1, or 0, including 0, because we have or equal to 2 minus 1 plus root 7. Here we go, right here. And that's also closed brackets, or closed parentheses. This is an open bracket, That's a close parenthesis, and we are going to union it. Alright, so that's how we solve these type of problems. We'll do another one in the future. See you next video.